History remembers few names like it does Winston Churchill, a man who faced war, political ruin, and overwhelming odds, and still stood up, lit a cigar, and said, "We shall never surrender." This is the story of the man who wouldn't back down, the man who spoke to a nation and woke the world. Born in 1874 at Blenheim Palace, Winston Churchill grew up in privilege, but not comfort. He struggled in school, craved attention from his distant parents, and found purpose not in books, but on the battlefield. By the age of 25, he'd seen action in Cuba, India, Sudan, and South Africa. He wasn't just a politician, he was a soldier, a writer, a survivor. Churchill entered politics like a storm, loud, brilliant, controversial. He switched parties, made enemies, spoke truths people didn't want to hear. And in World War I, he failed. The Gallipoli disaster nearly ended his career. He was cast out, ridiculed, called finished. But Churchill didn't vanish. He waited. He watched the world change and prepared for war again. When Hitler rose to power, Churchill's warnings were ignored. But after Europe began to fall, Britain turned back to the man they once rejected. In 1940, he became prime minister. And just in time, as bombs rained on London and the world seemed to collapse, Churchill's voice became the nation's spine. "We shall go on to the end. We shall fight on the beaches." He gave the British people something Hitler never could: hope. Churchill's speeches weren't just words. They were weapons. He believed language could inspire courage, crush doubt, even change the course of history. And somehow, it did. He united fractured alliances, held the UK together through its darkest hours. And when victory finally came, he simply said, "This is your victory." But peace brought change. Churchill lost re-election just months after the war ended. Still, he remained a voice in global politics, warning about the Iron Curtain and the coming Cold War. He returned as prime minister once more before retiring for good. Even out of power, his words still echoed. Winston Churchill died in 1965, but his legend never did. He wasn't perfect. He was complex, flawed, human, criticized for his views, praised for his resolve. But in the moment the world needed him most, he stood firm. History isn't written by those who never fail. It's written by those who refuse to quit. And Winston Churchill never surrendered.